but it's just right for me right now. And as I said, I recommend it to you. You guys have kept me alive. So, Rehab United, as I said, I owe them everything. I retired and worked until I was 75, 78, and they kicked me out of the office. But they came to me and said, well, you're collateral damage, so you have to leave too. I said, that's okay. And then I was way overweight because I had been traveling for the last 30 years of my career. I had 3.5 million miles on an airplane going back and forth to the East Coast almost weekly. Gained quite a bit of weight. And then I started a self-exercise at the Y and lost about 100 pounds.
Wow.
And then very fortunately, because 2 months later, my general physician at Kaiser said, something's wrong with your heart. And he said, you need to have an echocardiogram. And so I went in for that. And I came out of that. They said, well, you're going to have heart surgery. You're going to have to put a stent. And I said, okay. And they said, how about next Tuesday? And they said, well, if it had been any worse, we'd have taken you in today. But I said, okay, I'll wait until Tuesday. Went in for that, woke up, and they said, well, good news is you don't have to have a stent. The bad news is you have to have heart surgery. So a week later, I went in for what they call a quad Cabbage, which basically they come in and grab your heart and pull it out, put it in a heart-lung machine, and then harvest veins from various other parts of your body to graft them, because all the veins and arteries going into my heart were blocked. That happened, but about a year later they said, well, you still need some additional sinking, so they put a thing that's humping my chest, which is basically a pacemaker to keep my chambers synced. And then I went through the rehab at Scripps and then came out and then really felt that I needed to get back to doing a consistent exercise program. So I came in and started talking with Ben. He said he had just started this program called Senior Wellness, where you have a consistent exercise schedule. And as I said, I only live less than a mile here up on the hill. So we just started coming in twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 o'clock before the big rush. And have been doing it now for 5 years. First visit I made here was in March of 2021. And I've just started. For the first year or so, it was very hard to get up. But the group they have here, Ben's done such a good job of assembling a group that really cares about people and believes in the philosophy that Rehab United originally started with Brian and
Sean.
Yeah, and Sean. I just started going, and I didn't even realize I had 500 until someone mentioned it a couple of months ago. And oh yeah, it has been. So I've come since 2021 every Tuesday and Thursday, except when I'm out of town. I've told everyone, and I'll tell you, it's kept me alive. It wears me out because of what they do, even though I'm getting older. But I recommend this to anyone that I meet. I said, if you ever need help with senior wellness, go down to Rehab United because they know what to do. And the team here, Ben is the one that was the primary PT for the first year, and then eventually ended up with Andrew. He's been with me for 3 years. Everyone I meet of my vintage, I recommend. I said, you have to, if you need help. So many of my contemporaries were, when I was working, of my age or even younger, and they've retired. They've just not done anything. This has made me come and do something at least twice a week, and it's enough for me. I don't think I could have handled it. They suggested 3 times a week a couple of years ago, and I said, no, just 2's enough. But it's just right for me right now. And as I said, I recommend it to you. You guys have kept me alive. So.
I love that. It's amazing. We're happy you're here.
Oh, I know. And the group that you have, every one of the, I mean, I've seen so many PTs come in and so many of the aides, especially because of the connection with the local colleges. And they'll be here and then they go on. I see them years later. Oh, hi, well, you still here? Yeah, you're still here, yeah. So,
You're a local here.
yes,
A local legend.
No, but it's just Rehab United, as I saw. I owe them everything. I really do, because of what they've done. And as I said, when I'm talking with in fact, a couple of the neighbors, I suggest they come down here, and they did, just for their own ailments. But they usually come in and they get their insurance paid and such like that. But as I said, it's cash out of my pocket right now, but it's been insurance. I mean, it's good insurance for me because it's kept me alive. And the group here Ben's done fantastic.